All right, good morning. It's Monday
Don't
morning.
want that.
Hello?
Before we do not want that.
Hello, Merv?
Who is it?
This is Sean with the Monday Morning Show. Just wondering if you still have time for a quick interview.
Oh, right, yeah. Hey, how you doing?
All right. We talked a couple weeks ago about you coming on the show,
Right.
doing an interview. So I'm just going to do a quick introduction, and then we can get started. Okay?
Okay.
All right, good morning. It's the Monday Morning Show. Today on the show, we have a very special guest. We're also being brought to you by Arts Bakery, where we put the art in your bakery. Arts Bakery. If you would like a Pocahontas or a zebra or a lion, we can draw all three for $4.95. Arts Bakery. And today on the show, we have a very special guest. His name is Mr. Merv. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause for Mr. Merv.
Hello. How you doing?
Merv, how's it going?
Bakery now, jeez.
Yes,
like
please.
now.
We have to ask you, please don't mention the sponsors because they're how we make our living, and you being associated with the bakery might not be exactly what they're looking for. But
All right, I wouldn't be associated with the place. I've been poisoned twice.
Yes.
Just by eating it. They replace all the sugar with salt. No, that's what they do. They ruined my son's graduation. But continue.
Yes, and I'm sure Merv is joking. Okay, so Merv, we haven't talked to you in a while. The fans have been wondering, what has Merv been up to?
Oh, what have I been up to? What haven't I been up to? I went back. I got back into La Salette. Finally, my 1-year ban was up.
Oh,
They
so
let me back in the doors.
You were able to go this past Christmas. We just had Christmas here in America, and we have a lot of fans overseas. So sometimes we have to explain to them.
Right.
But we just had Christmas. Just celebrated the birth of Jesus Christ. So Merv, how did you celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ?
Well, I went to I celebrated the birth of Jesus Christ by a couple days prior. I'm not a Christian, so I don't know exactly the holidays, but I soaked a whole bunch of Kentucky Fried Chicken biscuits in vodka, and I fed them to the donkey at La Salette.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, it was quite a sight to behold. He certainly made an ass of himself.
Yes. So, La Salette, we all know, I think everybody knows the story about how last year you got banned for, I tried to purchase
the nativity scene in this year.
Oh, okay, I thought you stole the nativity scene.
No, I did not. I offered 1,000 real American dollars. I told them, I showed them on my phone that I had this in my bank account, and I attempted to purchase the nativity scene.
Well, the Boston Globe wrote an article, stating that you tried to steal the nativity scene and that you punched a cop. Punched a cop or something like that. All right, well, so clear this up for us because, the Boston Globe is a big paper. A lot of people read the Boston Globe. So what exactly happened during those events of the La Salette crisis of 2016 or 15?
I promptly walked into La Salette. I was impressed by all of the sights.
Oh, who is it?
I screamed, who owns this place?
Yeah.
And a man who resembled Rick Harris from the Pawn Star show.
Oh, the guy with the bald hair?
Yeah, he said, "What are you yelling about?" So I knew. This guy spoke up. He's the owner.
Wait a second. Now, don't you think that's a little contradiction going on there? Because Rick Harris, a man known for getting upset and yelling at people, is asking you, what are you yelling about? Now,
I did not ask. I did not say he was Rick Harris. He could have been.
He wasn't. He
attracts people from around the world, so it may have been him. Resembled him strongly.
Okay, but
I figured this guy likes to wheel, this guy likes to deal.
Yeah, well.
So I said, how about that nativity scene right there? And I said, I know it's good. It looks like you've got at least 12 pieces to it.
No, he was an employee. An employee you were speaking with.
That's how I took it.
Okay, so he could have been an employee, or he could have just been a random person.
He never said, I'm not working here.
Well,
I'm not an employee.
Okay, so you assumed he was an employee, and you asked him about the nativity scene, about to purchase the nativity scene. Okay, see, the Boston Globe didn't mention
12
the
6-foot solid wood figurines. I was willing to purchase these 6-foot wooden figurines. $1,000, done deal.
Yeah, well, of course.
He said $1,200.
Of course,
he said $1,200.
Of course, the Globe left all this out. You know how the Globe is. You know what I mean? They didn't mention anything about this. Figurines, nothing. So you made an offer. He made a counter offer. Continue.
Mm-hmm. I promptly told him that I would not pay the $1,200 for the nativity scene. I was paying $1,000, no less, no more.
Well, here's the thing. he, as they say in the, I'm a picker myself. I do a lot of negotiations myself. I go to a lot of estate sales where people die because they sell stuff cheap after people die. So when somebody throws out a number back at you, you're not saying you're going to pay for it, but that means the negotiation has begun, right?
Right.
The negotiation has begun. So the negotiation has begun. Now, did you counter his counteroffer?
I said 1,000, and he went back. He initially said 1,200. You know what he said? He said 1,500.
So he's going down. He
was going up. He went up $300. Oh, well, we're going to pay that.
That's when you're in trouble. That's when you know you're dealing with a real dipshit. But
so we said no. He turned in and he turned his back, and I turned my back.
Yep.
And before you knew it, I'm driving home.
Well,
with
that's
the Christ child cutout in the back seat of my car, and God knows where that came from. And I didn't touch it. No one saw me touch it.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. There's no cameras in La Solette, but boy, they got lights.
But that's all part of the negotiation, right? Negotiations can be a tough process, and sometimes lines get drawn in the sand, and sometimes people go swimming. Negotiations are a tough process. So during the negotiation, you ended up with an item in your back seat as you were driving home. Is that fair to say?
I have moments where I believe that I call them come to God moments.
Yes.
And that certainly was one that brought me to the nativity scene, certainly one that brought me back to my car. Do I recollect what happened between me sitting there with the Christ child cutout? It weighed about 50 pounds. It was very heavy inside my car. I do not recall what happened between these two moments.
All right, well, I'm not Rick Newman.
I did not steal.
Yep.
What I'm saying is the divine miracle, whatever the Christians call it.
Well,
that's what happened. That's what brought. I didn't have a come to Jesus moment. Jesus came to me.
All right. Well, according to the Sunday Herald, they mentioned that you were a thief. So you're saying
no,
you're not a thief.
This is lies.
They
this
also
is what the media tries to tell you. They try to tell you Merv Panini's a thief. They try to tell you Merv Panini. Yeah, what? Did I steal things?
Well,
do I look like? Well, geez, what do I look like? Do I sound like a thief?
In Chris Barrett's Barry magazine of the month, he describes some things that you have done in the past. He talks about in Ponkompok, I don't know how to say that, some Indian term, you know how they are, in Canton, Mass., right after there was a recreation of King Philip's War in the American Revolution, there was an item on display from King Philip's War, and was last seen in the hands of Merv Panini before it disappeared.
That
happened in '85.
I know very little about this.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, it was I had been visiting that particular area.
Yep.
Yes, I'm not going to deny that I am an avid King Philip's War historian.
Yep.
And
who is it?
I was walking by. I happened to spot that item, and nearby there was a man. He resembled Rick Harris from that Pawn Star show.
Oh, the guy with the bald hair?
I don't know if it's the same guy.
Okay.
I know the guy likes to wheel. He likes to deal.
Yeah.
And I said, how much you want to take for that knife, or whatever this arrowhead thing was? I wanted it. I desired it.
Well,
it's on my mantle right now. I love it.
Well, was this guy an employee? Did he work there?
He never said he wasn't.
Okay.
Let's just put it that way. He never said he wasn't.
Yeah. Well, so you made an offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made an offer, and we all know that's how negotiations start. Negotiations start by you making an offer, and did he make a counteroffer, or did he say it's not for sale?
I did well. The initial offer was $5 in a Twix bar.
Yeah. On open Twix or open? 'Cause that makes a difference,
It was opened. I mean,
okay,
I'm not gonna, I said one Twix bar. Twix bars come 2 to a package. I offered him 1.
Okay, so 1 Twix bar. All right, well, that's better than none. So did he make a counter offer? Did he neglect you? Did he whack you in the head with
He did not speak English, and we did not come to an agreement.
Okay, well, it's different languages make for difficult times. So another article in the Chris.
I thought he could understand. I thought everyone understood money. So I started flapping the Twix bar in his face, taking the ones, showing them off, counting them off, pointing at the artifact.
Yes.
And he kept on just shaking his head. He kept on pointing upwards. This guy, he looked very sick. He didn't look like he was made to live long.
Well, another article in Chris Barrett's magazine states that in 1997, Merv Panidi was spotted diving at the 3 Mile River, bringing up pieces from the Jamie Goyette shipwreck of 1843 in right off the side of Lake Sebastian. Do you recall bringing up items from the shipwreck, Jamie Goyette shipwreck?
Now, let me tell you I'll tell you, I remember next to nothing about the year between 1996 and 1998.
Yeah, well, a long time ago, so I'm
right,
not...
but I'll tell you, I cannot tell a lie.
Yep.
I was at that location at that particular time.
Yep.
I am an avid scuba diver.
Yes, yeah, I know.
I do like these things. I'll tell you the full story, flat out. I was out there with my brother. We were out there.
Your brother Bill?
Scuba diving. Bill, James. It's three. What do you do when you got three identical twin brothers? You grow up and one of them gets fat, and the other one gets skinny, and the other one dies.
Yeah.
One of them said, I was with one of them on that day.
The black one?
That isn't the point.
The black one. Was it the black one?
Right, the black one.
I like the black one. He's a funny guy.
He's nice.
He's hard to see at night, but I like him.
He's James. Yeah, great guy. So so we're out there, and he tells me, he says, you spot something down at the bottom. And I said,
he's got good eyes. Hey, he's always had good eyes. Always great eyes. Great eyes.
He's like an eagle. He's
Yeah,
like an eagle made love to my mother.
He's like a Jeremy. He's like
a boy with fantastic vision.
He's like a black Jeremy Chummick. He's like Jeremy Chummick's father, to be honest with you.
Right.
He's got the eyes of a bird of the sea. Not only good-looking eyes, but very, very instinctive as well. How's your brother doing? I haven't seen him in a while.
There's a 33% chance he's dead because I can't remember which one's dead.
Okay, well, if
he could be the fat one.
Yeah. Well, if you run into him, if you happen to die, you run into him, tell him I said hi.
Yeah.
So he spots this thing at the bottom of the lake/river,
right.
And what does he say? He tells you that he sees this?
Well, he does the same thing he does every time. He gets real excited. He starts hyperventilating. The sweat comes down out of the face. He starts crying begins too, which is weird because when the crying starts and the sweat starts, it's no good.
Didn't you?
You sound like my brother. So
your brother's a funny guy.
He points down and he says,
funny guy.
He says that looks like a human hand.
Oh, he's a funny guy. That's
he's a funny
guy.
He says, you know what? He says, you know what? I bet you won't go down and get it, Merv. I told him I might.
You might,
so,
to be careful, because he's a trickster. That guy, one time, he told me to stick my hand in a hole. I did it, and I take my hand out, and you wouldn't believe what was on my hand. You know what I mean? This guy's a trickster.
Every time he tells you to do that. He says, stick your hand in the hole, Merv. It's always a hand.
It comes out, we're looking disgusting. I'm not going to get into details, but inside that hole is a Gilbert Godfrey mess of just, bad beauty products. So I imagine you were a little hesitant when he tells you, take a dive, right?
Right. So I love water. I bathe every day. Who doesn't love water?
Yeah,
so I dive down, and I go down. I put in my snorkel, so I'm going down into the water.
Oh, yeah.
And I go down, and there's this little shining golden thing I see. It's a little plaque. It says the Jamie Goyette shipwreck.
Yeah. I've been there.
And so I'm looking around. You wouldn't believe it. There was a guy sitting next there with a snorkel on me. He's got a bald head. Looks just like that Rick Harris guy.
The guy from the Pawn Stars? Oh, my God. Hey, you see that guy everywhere. Christ.
I don't see him everywhere. He just happens to be everywhere.
Oh,
there's a guy stalking me. I don't know. Maybe he likes fine things.
Yeah.
So he talks
good
to
looking,
me.
Good looking guy.
So he doesn't say nothing to me, but he tries to underwater. It's very difficult to hear someone.
So Bubbles.
And I'm trying to understand why he's trying to have a conversation.
Bubbles are coming up. The whole 9
Right.
yards.
He gives what appears to be a monologue. It lasts like 3 minutes.
Yeah. He's known for bad monologues. Yeah. So what do you guys talk about? Is he telling you? Did he just come from the shipwreck?
I don't know.
Yeah,
he happened to be down there. I look down there. I see the plaque. I look over. There he is.
Yeah.
He's got his big, bald, shiny head. You can see the light flashing off of it, and his mouth's just flapping. His eyes are wide open, and we're in like the Taunton River or something.
Well, let me ask you this: when you see Rick Harrison, near the Jamie Goyette shipwreck, does that incline you to dive down, or does that make you, stop and think about it first?
I did not. I didn't see him near the shipwreck. I happened to encounter the shipwreck, and then I happened to notice he was there as well.
Okay,
these are the facts.
Yeah.
This is what the Boston Globe doesn't tell you.
Yeah, well, hey, they leave a lot out. I'm finding that out now. They leave a lot out.
They leave a lot of facts out about most of these good stories,
Especially the Chris Barrett.
They try to slander my name in the papers.
Especially Chris Barrett's magazine. He tells me that you come from a town in Virginia with a population dentistry. How do you say that? Population dentistry?
Are you trying to talk about teeth? Because it's dentistry.
Yeah,
talk about
teeth.
Density.
Population dentistry. 79% non-Hispanic. 4.84% African American. Now, is that true? The town you grew up in Virginia, did it have?
I'll tell you, it's not a lie that 4 out of 5 Spics aren't doctors.
So there was a big Latin dentistry community where you grew up with. True?
No. You said 80% of. Wait, hold on. Did you say that 80% of the doctors in my community were Latino?
Where you grew up in, 79.7%.
That's 100% correct.
Okay, that's what I was
talking. That's a very good statistic.
Okay. Well, so the point here is that Chris Barrett's magazine is more accurate than the Boston Globe.
I would say that's an accurate statement.
Good. Continue the story.
What story?
The whole thing about the Rick Harrison, Chumley, Pawn Stars thing.
I told you I never met these guys.
Oh, okay.
Guy I happen to see could be the same guy, could be a different guy. Anyways, so I happen to have that plaque right in my hand right now. Do I know where it came from? No. Did I happen to, notice it and enjoy it? Yes. Did I want it very much? Did I take it? No. I would never do this.
Okay, well, it does involve the history of Taunton, and Taunton's a great city, so you seem like you collect a lot of artifacts from Taunton. Is there any artifacts or antiques in particular that you find most offensive?
I have Shamika Dunn's skull.
Great. The other day I was walking by a school, and I was just walking by, minding my own business, and some words came out of my mouth. Sometimes words come out of your mouth, and you don't even know where they came from. I'm walking by this school. Can you guess what words came out of my mouth? That have to do with the artifact that you just mentioned?
You said, bird red door frame, what a girl.
I said, Shamika Dunn run this school. Shamika Dunn run this school.
I'll tell you, that's a phrase that could have been printed on T-shirts.
I have some in the works. Okay, here's some questions I would like to ask Merv Panini. I know you're a busy guy. I know you don't have a lot of time.
We got to wrap it up.
I know you were just working. I know I believe you have another appearance to make tonight at the where is it? The bookstore? Is that where you're making an appearance?
I have an appearance tonight at the bookstore. I am signing my new book, How I Learned to Eat Less Beef and Enjoy Life Slightly More. The Merv Panini story of 2016.
Great, and that's at 2 a.m. tonight at the bookstore?
It is at 2 a.m. tonight. It is at Read More Books on Winthrop Street.
Oh, great store.
Signing the books. Yep.
Great store. Used books, mainly used books, but, apparently, you selling... It's a used bookstore.
I'd say they're not going to be really that good of a store until they start selling my novel tonight. Prior to 2 a.m. tonight, they're a complete trash business.
Okay, well... let's not kill every business in the town. All right, here we go.
Too late.
This is part of the show we call Quick Hitters. So if you playing baseball, you choke up on the bat, make it a little kid bat, and just swing real quick, like how with your wrist, just real quick swing. Come on, swing. Come on, swing quick. Here we go. What are your regrets in life? Quick hitters.
Not burning down the May Villa quicker.
When was the last time you cried?
I'm crying right now.
Describe your relationship with your mother and sister.
The movie Homeward Bound very accurately describes it.
Do you sing while taking a bath?
I do not take baths.
Do you snore while sleeping?
I think it's a very difficult question to answer.
Have you ever taken advantage of anyone?
Advantage? I mean,
like sexually, sexual advantage?
No.
Do you like to clean your room?
Absolutely not.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
In my room.
Do you like reading? Which is your favorite book?
My favorite book is called How I Learned to Eat Less Beef and Enjoy Life Slightly More by Merv IV. I happen to think he's a great author because I happen to be him. And might I say, he's signing books down at Read More Books, 2 a.m. tonight on Winthrop Street.
Thank you, but this part of the show is called Quick Hitters. Try to keep it quick. Do you have a pet name? How did it get it?
My pet name is Krusty. I got it because I went to the Piccadilly Circus and it was we'll continue the story.
Who are there in your family? Next question.
You mean how many family members do I have, or what is?
Well, all right. I thought you knew about this part of the show, but obviously you don't. This is called Quick Hitters. You can say past.
We have a new Korean writer working on the show. The grammar's gone downhill. Jeez.
Yeah, well, it's on Taunton Community Access. So Lauren Carpenter.
Okay.
Quick Hitters. If you don't like the question, you can say past.
Okay,
you can say next.
Continue. You're making the quick hitter part of the
show.
Who
is your inspiration for your life?
Move on.
How much do you love me?
Hey, why not?
Do you dream of a future with your cat?
I dream of a future with cats. I cannot say because cats, they only live for 3 years.
Tell me your 3 pet peeves.
People who eat too much beef, people who don't enjoy life enough, and anyone who can't enjoy a good peregrine falcon.
Name your strengths and weaknesses.
My strength? I headbutted a lava lamp yesterday and it exploded. My weakness is that my face began burning immensely and I had to visit the urgent care unit.
Do you like children?
Hate them.
What do you do in your free time?
Well, I practice ways to, write and be more effective, and also I work on eating less beef and enjoying my life slightly better.
If you won the lottery, what would you do with the money?
Let me see. That's a very good question. I'd open up a light bulb factory. I think those things break all the fucking time and people need more.
Name one romantic thing you've done in the past 7 years.
I kissed a horse in the neck.
Name 3 things you would like to do before you die.
Throw a baseball at a cloud and actually see like a hole in it. I think that'd be pretty cool. Actually get to use a jackhammer and write the sequel, How I Learned to Eat Even Less Beef and Enjoy My Life Moderately.
Okay, now before I let you go, we have one question we would like to ask you. If you could say one thing to Ryan Jones, what would you like to say to him? I know he's a good friend of yours. I don't believe you've talked to him in a while, but he's been calling the show, trying to get on. We keep ignoring his calls. But one day we might call him back and have him on the show. If we were to have Ryan Jones on the show, what is the one thing you would like to say to him?
Ryan, you'll always get a warm welcome from me.
All right, well, I guess that's a little bit better than the slap in the face we gave him. But if you get a call from 375SRT@yahoo.com, it might be from him.
I do not think email addresses place phone calls, but I'll be on the lookout.
All right, well, thanks for coming on the show. As always, we really appreciate it. Would you like to plug your appearance tonight before we let you go? I know you're going to be at Read More Books. I
will be at Read More Books tonight. I will be selling the book, How I Learned to Eat Less Beef and Enjoy Life, at least, a little bit. It's a story of overcoming a lot of things, including the time earlier this year when I tripped on a hole in the ground and my leg became caught, and it was difficult.
All right. Well, I appreciate you talking about those type of things. I know they're really difficult for you, and our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family as always. And we we usually don't like to end on a sad note, but I think at this point in time, it's where we are at in our lives. Sometimes life can be happy, sometimes life can be sad, and we thank you for sharing those kinds of touching moments with us.
Right. When life gives you vodka biscuits, feed them to a donkey.
Thank you, as always. Very, very good statement. Everything you say comes from the heart. So
I tried.
Thank you, and say hello to your goldfish for me. Adios.
God bless. And happy see you next year, Shawty.